following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WZWA fucking network, and welcome to our review show here of WWE's SummerSlam 2022 from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Karlifornia. This is Jooseyboy. How are you, my friend?
Take me back to the sweet times, the hot nights. Everything is gonna be all right. This is not Bondi Rescue, actually. It's fucking SummerSlam 2022, and we are here to chop up the show for all of y'all.
Fucking hell, man. I'm not in the mood for your bullshit.
That's right. Carl's got a bit of a splitting hangover.
Oh, bro, what a night.
Right? But I'm I'm psyched to do this review, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I partied until 6 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. So a little under the weather. I've had 4 beers though now to try and feel better, but it's not working.
Dude, I literally have been up since 7 a.m. So that means that you only went to bed an hour before I woke up today.
What a fucking mess. But anyway. I knew at some point I had to get my shit together and watch this pay-per-view. So it is coming out a little later than usual, but that's fucking, I have to live my life too.
Just like your poos as well are coming out a little later than usual. Because, you know, when you're really hungover, it can be hard to push one out. It's like you've got a football in there. That you're
that's appropriate conversation.
Trying to push out. Anyway, though, we're not here to talk about.
Can we get to the fucking
Rose, Carl? We're here to talk about SummerSlam, dude, not your shit. So.
Oh, fuck you! You brought it up. Okay, bro. All right. We start off with the Raw Women's Championship. It's Bianca Belair, the champion, defending against Becky Lynch.
Hey, what do you think of this one?
Dude, I'm going to say this up front. This immediately coming out of the box set a standard for me. Like, I really enjoyed this match. I thought that these two have had a few matches now, and they've got a great chemistry in the ring. Becky and Bianca do. And in this match, we saw a lot of building upon things that we'd seen in previous encounters that then, you know, this time they'd have it scouted. And there were a lot of great counters and a lot of creative variations on existing moves and spots that we've seen before. And to be perfectly honest with you, I thought this was a fabulous match. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B-. And I loved the return at the end. You know, I was like, wow, first show since Vince has retired, and we're back to actually having angles and things that we didn't expect. We got the return from Bayley and some other debuting names as well, or returning names at least. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Set the show off on the right tone.
Excellent, bro. Excellent. Just a second. Sorry about that, everybody. I had a little bit of a problem with my microphone, but yes, Juicy Boy, very good. I was a little bit miffed about the entrance way, but I guess with the layout of the stadium, it must have had to have been that way. But again, filling the stadium is an impressive feat. So if anyone thinks that AEW is actually competition for WWE, I'm sorry, but I don't think that they could do what WWE just did with this show. Going into this, I was not too excited about it, bro, because like I like Bianca as a wrestler, but I've seen these two work a few times now. I just don't think Bianca Belair has an interesting character. She's a fantastic wrestler, don't get me wrong, but I just think the character's not there for me. So I'm not too invested going into this. So that's an uphill battle for the ladies here, as well as the fact that, you know, Becky is also getting a little bit too much in the main event scene all the time, and it's starting to get a bit boring for me. I want her to do something else. But again, that's a massive problem with the women's division in WWE, is that, well, you know, early into these people's careers, they become world champion, and it's hard to know where to go from there, I suppose. Especially considering the tag titles seem non-existent right now. Nonetheless, I know it's going to be a decent match. They put in a very decent effort. I felt at the beginning, I don't feel anything when I'm watching this because, again, to reiterate, I've seen these two work together enough, and I've seen Becky in the main event a little bit too much, I think. One thing that I really am critical of Bianca Belair is, when she does like the double underhook behind the opponent and lifts them up, just stop doing it. I think it looks shit. I think it always looks messy. It always looks shit. So that was the one little thing that I had to say that was negative here. But I also think, what is Bianca Belair's trajectory going to be when she's already a multi-time champion this early in her career? I just feel concerned for the women's division when it comes to this stuff because, again, there are so many people. You start them off in WWE, they have to go through that journey to get to the top spot. And that's a whole heap of story that could be told over 4 or 5 years. When you have someone reach the pinnacle so early on, it's just kind of like, shit, how are you going to keep shit for them interesting going forward? I felt like the match went a little too long. It was a good match, don't get me wrong, but I'm getting tired of long matches. I don't think Becky should use the rock bottom or the manhandle slam. I don't think she has the size that makes it believable to me. And I think every time she delivers the move, it doesn't look right. So Bianca won, and I want Becky to be kept away from the belt for 2 years. I'm done. But anyway, Bayley made her return. She was wearing some stupid pants. I don't know what kind of pants those were.
It's like watching the music video for "Can't Touch This." Like it's like parachute pants.
Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh.
a little weird. Bayley returns and like they're shooting to the crowd and people's mouths like
I thought that
are you
was
really
weird as
that
well.
surprised?
I thought that was weird as well. People were acting it was like it was The Rock coming back in 2011 or something like you might as well have been CM Punk making his entrance there, like the way some people were
exactly.
like,
exactly. I was just
fly gaping, like
I was just like, bro, like, it's just Bayley. Like, we're all expecting her to come back soon from her injury. Like,
I'd forgotten
shocked about.
I'll be honest, I'd forgotten she existed. So I kind of was a little shocked, but I wasn't like Patrick Star from SpongeBob going, when I saw her come out, I was like, that's neat. Bayley's back, like a regular human being that's born on Earth. Anyway.
I just when I saw Bayley walking out in the clothes that she was wearing, I just thought to myself, she didn't look like a star at all when she came out. She looked like a regular woman, like just
it sort of looks like
she
sort of looked like a space cadet in like a sci-fi movie, like
I just thought she looked very average. Like she didn't look like the star that we have known her to be or be projected as by WWE. But anyway, I really was shocked to see Dakota Kai return. I thought that was very cool because I'm a fan of hers. Io Shirai, I wasn't sure if that was the right decision to bring in for the third person. But I guess if they want to bring her to the main roster, then this is probably a good avenue to bring her in instead of just bringing her in cold like they do a whole lot of people.
Can I just have to cut in here? Like I'm Johnny sidebarring right here. I am honestly very surprised about like what I'm hearing right now. Like I honestly, when this happened, I'm not saying that in a negative way. Like I see where you're coming from, but when I watched this personally, I was thinking that you would be mega excited that they actually kind of did an angle at the end of one of these matches and stuff like that, because I know that seems to be
well, I mean, I'm not there yet, you little fuck.
No, but it just seems like you have a roundly negative opinion of
no, I just thought, sometimes when you bring in people from NXT cold like this, I don't know if they were expecting a big reaction for these ladies. There's going to be a reaction for people that are diehard wrestling fans, but for those people in the audience, they might not know who Io Shirai or Dakota Kai are. But I'm not sure if Io fits this thing because I'd never really seen her work as a heel in NXT. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to be too critical out of the gate.
Yeah.
I just thought, are we really debuting these women like this and expect all of those 40,000 people?
I see that. But then on the other hand, by debuting them there, are you not automatically telling people that they're stars? Because here they are on this big stage. So perhaps that could be part of the reasoning behind it. But you're right. It took me a minute to work out who it was. Like, I was like, who's that?
Lucky they've got the fucking entrance video screen there to have their name on there, because when you see them walk out, it might take you a second.
You're like, huh? Like,
I thought the segment really, like that part of the show, it went a little long. They plodded along very much because of the long entranceway, of course. And after all that, the heels powder. I think the heels should have laid them both out.
That's what I was thinking as well. I felt like it was building to that. Like they were all going to act like they were being sort of professionally courteous. But then that was quickly going to just be like, nah, we actually are going to beat the fuck out of you to make a statement. Because they're in front of all those people. I was expecting Bayley to just fucking belt the shit out of Bianca. Like...
Me too. And Dakota's pants appear to have gone through some sort of like shredding machine because
Bayley's
I mean, I get ripped jeans, bro, but those jeans were ripped to fucking shreds.
Like, did she buy them pre-ripped? Like,
had to.
Like, do you get a discount if that much material's been removed from the jeans? Like,
that's a great question, bro. Like, surely they're really cheap.
Speaking of pants that need to go into a shredder, Bayley's pants probably needed to go.
Yeah, they're the pants that need to go in, bro.
And on that note, where did we go from there, bro?
Next up was The Miz against Logan Paul.
Yeah, man. Tell me what you thought, Con. I want you to go first. I'm excited to hear what you thought.
Well, I wrote first, Miz must win. But we'll get to it. I had no idea that Tommaso Ciampa.
Don't get me on it, man. Don't get me back on it.
I didn't realize he was with the Miz, and I thought that duo makes no sense. Like Ciampa being with like the Judgment Day makes more sense because he's got more of a sinister look. But being
it looked weird, looked out of place.
Like dressing like the Miz as well. It's just
looked out of place. Like when Alex Riley used to be with the Miz, it was like another. Like you know what, Sylvain Grenier. That's who should be with Miz. Somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm down with that. One thing about the commentary, I'm so sick of Corey Graves yelling as he talks. He's always so loud and talking.
You're not Jesse Ventura. Like you're not Jesse Ventura. Seriously, I think he is. No, honestly, I'm not joking, dude. I'm actually getting a little hot. I actually think the flashy suits, the constant yelling, the being a heel. The difference is, Corey, Jesse Ventura actually had a career in the ring before moving to color commentary, and he's an icon, and you're not. Okay? I hate it too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You had to hit him deep there, didn't you, bro?
No, honestly, though.
Almost like intent on hurting his feelings if he ever saw this.
I don't think I could do much to hurt a guy's feelings that's sleeping next to Carmella every night, to be honest with you, bro. I'm sure if he ever did see it, he'd be like, whatever. And
whatever. I'm sleeping with Carmella, so shut up, you loser.
Yeah. Well, he's got like a massive blunt and he's in like a fucking 6,000 square foot mansion, like.
And here we are in our little houses in Western Australia,
sitting in our bedrooms.
I kind of think that the commentators sound too similar. You know what I mean? There's no distinctive voices in WWE except for Michael Cole. And I guess Pat McAfee, but when you have Byron, Jimmy, and fucking Corey, they all sound so similar.
Yeah, Jimmy sounds identical to Byron, basically. Like.
Exactly. I'm really not into Logan Paul as a baby face. He kind of, the Logan.
Yeah, well, the guy's a tosspot in real life, you know.
The Paul brothers, sorry, that's they're douchebags. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah, sorry, you guys are rich dickheads. Like, what show?
I appreciated his effort in the match. It wasn't a bad match at all. I thought it was about time Miz was back on pay-per-view doing something important. I think they didn't need to do more with the cunt. Especially when you got Maryse there. I mean, it's quite the duo. props to Miz for absolutely carrying a whole heap of this match and making Logan look better than he is. But again, it was another match that felt like it went forever. The referee got his wet dream to come true with the throwing the wrestler out. That must be like the biggest fucking high point in a referee's career. Like, tonight, bro, you get to throw someone out.
But you know what? Everyone in the arena seemed excited for him as well. It was like everyone in the arena was just waiting for it, you know?
Yeah.
As soon as the ref turned around and started going, what the fuck is this? You could hear the crowd go, ooh.
Oh, here we go. Let's throw him out. Come on.
Like, and then I was actually sitting at home going, like, how's this ref going to do it? Is he going to do a standard out of here, or is he gonna do like a full-on running across one side? Out of here! Like, what's he gonna do? You know? And then
so he could just go, get out of it, get out of it. No, he has to like run and point. It's fantastic.
You know, like the Mills Lane. You know, he'd be like,
exactly.
That's it, you know.
And the crowd always pop for it like somebody who's been picked to be one of the contestants on The Price is Right. Yeah. There's always a huge crowd pop on The Price is Right when someone like, you know, Daniel Johnston, come on down, and everyone's going nuts, and it's like, why are the crowd popping for this random stranger that they don't know?
Is it me? Is it me? And they're all going like, yeah, Daniel.
They always go mental.
Yeah, it's like. Anyway, I'd be sitting there going, why wasn't I fucking kidding?
Yeah, why isn't everyone seething? Anyway, back to the review. AJ Styles came out. I had no idea what the deal with that was. So if they're putting with AJ with Logan Paul, I'm really surprised by that because that seems to not really fit either. But I have to give Logan credit. He did go all out. The frog splash was insane through the announce table. And then Logan did win the match. I was surprised. It was a good finish. The crowd enjoyed it. And I think Logan won them over. So good for him. What did you think, bro?
Well, I think that, you know, you're a little prickly Pete here on this review. I find myself surprised that you, once again, it was
a good match. I like the match.
I just thought, once again,
Jesus.
They've actually had another angle take place in this match. They've established now that AJ's going to be allied with Logan Paul in some way. They're doing something, man.
Yeah, that's cool. But it just seemed like a weird pairing.
Okay, well, my thoughts on the match pretty much, like, I think Logan Paul is an excellent athlete. I agree with you wholeheartedly that he should be a heel. I know why they had him be the babyface here. Kudos to Miz in his almost 20-year career in WWE. Yes, it's been that long. He's 18 years into his WWE career now, the Miz is. And he was every bit the consummate pro in helping get Logan Paul through this. I think that Logan Paul, in his own right, very well could become a very good professional wrestler. If he wants to. It's clear that he obviously has some level of passion for it because he certainly doesn't need to do this for money. He doesn't need to do this for fame. He doesn't even need to put in 50% of the level of effort that he does. And yet you can see he goes out of his way to make sure he sells everything. He wants to be there in the right spot when things are called for. You could see him take some rough bumps and some rough hits in this match, and he kept getting back up and kept on going. And even when there were little flubs here and there, you know, he recovered them and he kept on going. And I think, you know, begrudgingly, because I think he's a douchebag, I have to give him credit for that. He's obviously got an aptitude for this. I'd probably give the match overall a C. I think that it was pretty good. I think that the highlight was also the frog splash through the announcer table for me. I also would have had Miz win. In fact, I think Miz should have won convincingly. Like, I think you could have done everything in the match, except I then would have had Miz kick out of what the finish was, and then I would have had him do like a skull-crushing finale, win the match, and then have him do it like 3 more times, once through the announce table or something. And I would have had Miz decimate Logan Paul at the end to continue the angle. But that's just me. But yeah, nothing offensive. I think it did what it was supposed to do here.
Yeah, fair enough, bro. I did pop for the I can't remember what they're called, the male models. I don't know if you saw this segment. Mansoor saying that I'm parched really popped me.
Yeah.
I'm parched. The promo selling the water, healthy hydration. That pops me. Healthy hydration. Like, how is
Yeah.
hydration? Like, we know that that's healthy already. It's healthy hydration. Pouring the water on themselves. It's supposed to be for drinking. They're pouring it all over their.
They're just relentless fuckheads. Like,
I just thought this was fucking hilarious. But I think it's a shame that LA Knight is still in the gimmick. I think they should have just left it to the lady and then bring him in as a wrestler. But what do you think?
I agree with you. I hope that is one of the things that will change under the new regime. Is that I hope that people like LA Knight will get more of an opportunity. The guy is about 41 years old, as far as I know. Like, he's at least approaching 40, if he hasn't already. And I think time's running out for him to really get some big paydays. And I think that, and I'm saying this as a long-time NWA viewer, like, even before he came to NXT, the guy was just absolutely fucking tremendous. Everything is done at 110%. Everything is done with passion. The guy is an amazing promo. You shouldn't be giving him a piece of paper with fucking bullet points on it. You should be coming up to him and asking him what the best thing is for him to say, because the guy is a natural talker. He's got tremendous footwork. He keeps himself in tremendous shape. He is the quintessential professional wrestler. He needs to be a heel and then later on transition to a babyface. He should be in the ring, especially with younger guys. You put Logan Paul into a match with LA Knight, Logan Paul becomes a star in the wrestling business. That's how good I think LA Knight / Max Dupree is. So I'd agree with you on that.
Good point, bro. Yeah, it's just a bit of a shame. He's right at this point of his career where he can still contribute in the ring. Why waste that? You can do this managerial thing with him when he's done in the ring. He's still got some juice in the tank. I just think it's a shame to waste that. Anyway, let's move forward. US Championship, Bobby Lashley against Austin Theory. I'm not calling him Theory. It's Austin Theory. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep that saying Austin Theory.
What did you think, bro?
Look, I really like both of these guys. This match itself, I found that it didn't really do much for me because I knew both guys are going to be heading on to bigger and better things, probably for both of them. I think there's potential between these two to have a really great match together. But I think that this particular match they had, even though it was for the US title, we both know these two guys are above the caliber of the US Championship. We both know that these guys belong more in the world title picture. And at least that's how I feel. Not that I'm saying Austin Theory is ready to be world champion, yeah. But to me, it's clear that they're positioning him as a top player. Bobby Lashley's already a top player. The guy's defended the WWE title at WrestleMania, for fuck's sake. And I feel like we were watching two great stars have a match that they probably don't really have that much interest in because it's just kind of there. And we've already seen that these two are capable of contributing a lot more. Obviously, I'm speaking more about Bobby Lashley when I say that because Austin Theory's still on the rise and he's got the briefcase and everything. But I think you know what I'm trying to say. The actual match itself for the US title in a vacuum was just kind of there for me. I'd probably give it a C-, and it wasn't because it was bad. It was just because it had no oomph to it. It had no heat. So yeah.
Right. When was the last time the Intercontinental title was defended on pay-per-view? I don't think in any of our reviews we've ever had that.
I don't even think I know who the fucking champion is right now.
Gunter is the champion.
Oh man, good. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. What was once one of the most prestigious championships in wrestling, and this amazing wrestler from Europe Gunther, who's incredible in the ring, is the Intercontinental Champion. And he's not even mentioned on fucking SummerSlam. 30 years ago this year, the Intercontinental Championship fucking main evented SummerSlam 1992 in a stadium in fucking London, England. And now here you are in a stadium and you don't even have the Intercontinental Championship defended.
I feel it, brother. I feel you. Okay, my thoughts. I don't have many notes in this one. I thought at the beginning there's something comical about somebody getting worn the fuck out and beaten down with a briefcase.
Yeah.
It's like beating someone up with an umbrella, you know what I mean?
I popped for it as well. The way it's always a little awkward for him to try to grip it. Like I'll use my keyboard, like they kind of have to grip it like this. Then they eventually give up and start swinging it by the handle.
Yeah, I just find the use of something that's not usually a weapon to be like, you know, to be funny. I didn't write many notes here. The only thing I was critical of was I just hate Theory's roll through the ropes into a drop kick. I don't like that. I think it's stupid. But
what's the roll add to it?
Yeah, like exactly. Like you might as well just do the drop kick. I see Theory kind of like Steve Corino was in ECW. He's a young guy kind of on the rise.
Yeah.
He's certainly, as an athlete, is nowhere near like what Mike Awesome was as the champion, like Theory is compared to Roman Reigns or a Brock Lesnar. But somehow, some way, Corino found sifted his way through and he ended up becoming ECW champion. And I'm sure that's going to happen for Theory as well. I just kind of see them as similar in their spots.
He's a chess player. He's like a strategist, a politician, you know?
Exactly. So Lashley wins. I thought this was the perfect length for a match and I really liked the finish. Let's move forward. It's time for the Judgment Day to take on the Mysterios. Don't have many notes here, bro. Again, I don't care about the Judgment Day anymore. Since they kicked Edge out, I hate it. I don't give a fuck. It was stupid. Fuck you, Vince. You fucked something that was really good. But at least it's the first time I thought Finn Balor was interesting in his whole time in WWE. Like now I used to hate on him so fucking much, and it wasn't his fault. He's a good wrestler, but I found the character to be fucking boring, and I found the demon to be fucking boring. There was nothing to that made him any different from what he was usually. But still, him as a heel, now I actually give a shit. I think the Judgment Day need a new member. But I honestly still think Edge should be the leader. I just think it's annoying he's not in it anymore. One thing I will say, Ray is still fucking fantastic at his age. To still be able to pull off what he does is incredible. I found it great when Ray dived to the outside by sliding underneath the bottom rope whilst holding a chair and smashing it into Damian Priest. That was really innovative. Edge's fucking return, bro. He looked sinister as fuck when he came up and he fucking came to the ring. It was a great finish. Whoever laid out that finish in the way that it was going to go, perfect. Fucking perfect. That kind of made me think it was like Pat Patterson was still there. You know, it was a very good finish. Your turn, Jooseyboy. What did you think of Mysterios in the Judgment Day?
Yeah, no worries, cunt. I didn't really think much of this match, to be honest. I also don't really care for the Judgment Day, although at least it gives the people in it something to do. But I really think there was more mileage having Balor, Priest, and Ripley with Edge as the leader.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. The match itself wasn't offensive. All of these guys pretty much did what I expected them to do, but it felt, with the exception of the finish, the match itself just felt like a glorified TV match to me. Didn't really feel like a big SummerSlam showdown. And that's because with Edge being kicked out of the Judgment Day so early on into the Judgment Day's existence, this whole angle and the entire faction of Judgment Day, which is the foundation of this feud between Judgment Day and Mysterios, it's a false start. It's a non-issue because it wasn't given the time to blossom into being a proper issue. It's been picked off the tree before the fruit has ripened. You know what I'm saying?
What a great example, bro. That is a perfect fucking example because fuck, man, have them turn on him, but do it in a year.
Do it at like SummerSlam next year.
He only just fucking turned heel.
Jesus
You know what
Christ.
I mean?
He got a new theme song and everything, and then it's like, oh, whoops. Turn around, like it's like that fucking Uno card. And just like anyway, but in all seriousness though, like D+, it wasn't a very good match. I think that everyone involved looked tremendous. I think that they definitely get it. And I like that Damian Priest and especially Rhea Ripley are getting into this angle with zeal, and they're excited to be sinking their teeth into it. Like I said though, without Edge, it doesn't matter. It's a paper group. It's like a group of paper tigers because there's no real teeth to them anymore.
Another tremendous example. I will say the only thing that's been good about it is that I've actually been interested in Damian Priest. I've actually been interested in Finn Balor. That's the only thing that I'm going to say. I'm not interested in the group, but at least I'm paying attention to them. Unlike what they were doing before, I could not give two flying fucks. But anyway, moving forward, Pat McAfee against Happy Corbin, another kind of celebrity match again. He's not really, you know what I'm talking about though. He's not a full-time wrestler. But anyway, Juicy Boy, what did you think of McAfee and Happy Corbin?
Honestly, man, I wasn't really that excited about this as an angle going into it. But I have to tell you this, man, like, I got into this as it went on. Like, I found myself enjoying this match. I thought that Pat McAfee, the way that he did things, the way that it didn't always look perfectly clean. You know, like what's great about watching Logan Paul as kind of an outsider or a non-regular wrestler is that he does things and they all look very precise, like he's put a lot of time into learning them. Pat McAfee kind of is good, but it's in the opposite sort of way, in that it looks as though he's throwing caution to the wind because not everything that he does looks picture perfect and perfectly crisp. And a couple of times that is actually probably because he's slightly messing up. But you know what? Like, one thing I did agree with Bruce Pritchard on, which is rare, is that, you know, sometimes flubbing things a little bit or kind of not having them look so perfectly gymnastic works in something's favor in terms of actually making it look like a real fight.
Yeah.
I felt like that was in full effect here. Once again, it's a similar thing to what we discussed when we were talking about Pat McAfee's involvement at WrestleMania earlier this year. The fact that him and Michael Cole really are best friends behind the scenes, and the fact that, you know, Cole has been so rejuvenated since he's been partnered with Pat, you can tell that there's genuine enjoyment and emotion, you know, from commentary. And you can tell that Pat McAfee has a genuine passion for this. And Happy Corbin as well. He's a talent that's from outside the wrestling sphere. He's come in from the football world and he's taken to professional wrestling, in my opinion, like a duck to water. I think he's a guy that you could have stuck into the territories and you could have done something with. A lot of people criticize his gimmick and they criticize some of the goofiness or whatever, but to me, he's another consummate pro, and you know, I just think that was on display here. I think this I ended up becoming invested in it because of how these two guys they performed it as if it was the main event. They acted as though this was important, and they drew me into it. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a B- as well. I really liked it.
Cool. I thought because Logan beat Miz that Corbin should beat McAfee. That was my first thought. I just think you gotta give Happy Corbin something. He's put over McIntyre. He's put over Madcap Moss. Now he's putting over Pat McAfee. I don't know. I just felt a little bad for Corbin because he's working his ass off and he's over. He's done a good job. And I just feel like, fuck, man, like you got to give this guy a big win at some point. You know, he can't keep just doing these angles in the mid card and never seem to fucking get some momentum. But it is what it is. I just thought, yeah, if you want Pat to get a win, you know, you should do it maybe at a following pay-per-view, but whatever. I remember seeing this comment on Twitter, bro, after WrestleMania, and it made me think that I should bring this up here. After the incredible performances of Johnny Knoxville, Logan Paul, and Pat McAfee at WrestleMania, I saw this chick on Twitter say, oh, maybe being a wrestler isn't that hard after all. Like, if these celebrities could just go in there and have a really great match, then maybe it's really not that difficult. And someone responded saying, yeah, I think so too. Like, I think, you know, anyone could probably do it. And it's like, you fucking out of your mind. These people are all very incredibly gifted at what they do. So fuck you for that comment. Just wanted to throw that out there, bro.
I think that's just ignorant. I think the
Yeah.
fact that the fact that they looked so good in these matches and historically often have as well is a testament to the fact that the talents in the WWE are among the elite wrestling performers in the world. And I also think that WWE has a bit of a knack for, you know, being clued into which celebrities will fit nicely into their world. And those are the ones that they tend to put in the ring. And so, you know, yes, it's Logan Paul and he's just this YouTuber and stuff, but he also just happens to be driven enough that he's giving this his all. You combine that with the professionalism of the WWE talent, and you have a difficult thing made to look easy for the enjoyment of the fans and for the betterment of the overall product, you fucking ignorant cunt. All right.
Again, just to follow up on what you said before, I thought Michael Cole did such a great job on this show. I was so impressed. It's like, wow, okay, the Pat effect is probably in place, but also without having Vince in his fucking ear, I think Michael on this show, and I wrote it down in my notes later, but I'm going to say it now. This is the best. This pay-per-view is the best call I've heard from him in fucking maybe 20 years, bro. Maybe 20 years. I thought he did such a great job, and I was really, I've hated on him for so long. So to see that he actually is pretty good, is, you know, it's a testament to him. So anyway, I did pop for Cole getting shoved into the chair. That popped me. The superplex was incredible. You got to give them credit, these two. They had the crowd in the palm of their hand. Pat giving his all with that Swanton Bambini. What a name. The ref bump was great as well. Kick to the nuts. Pat gets the win. Great match. Fuck yeah, bro. Right. Let's move forward.
Yeah, can't.
Drew McIntyre cuts a promo. He's not wrestling on the show, but he's talking about, you know, facing Reigns and Lesnar at Clash at the Castle. Because he's Drew fucking McIntyre. He's from fucking Scotland. So of course he's gonna be fucking wrestling in the castle. I thought he killed it. I thought he did a good job. What did you think, bro?
Yeah, I also thought it was a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, instead of giving him another random match with no heat against someone we've seen him wrestle 50 times, let's actually have him use his time on the pay-per-view. Yeah, like, he's getting the time to cut a promo without having a match because he's big enough of a star to deserve one. Subconsciously, that's what you're telling the audience by giving him mic time. You're saying he's big enough of a star that him cutting a promo on pay-per-view is worth seeing on pay-per-view. So it's a subconscious thing I really like. B, the second thing I really liked about it was building off of something they already established, a TV match wherein Drew McIntyre had a hard-fought match and has become #1 contender to the Undisputed Championship going into this big UK show in Cardiff. So again, and it serves a purpose in addition to showing off Drew McIntyre and his charisma. And the third thing I liked about it was he didn't try to get too serious with it, and he didn't try too hard to be Mr. Funny, nice guy either. He just went out there. It really felt like he was being himself, and letting his natural personality shine through. And to me, this felt like it belonged on the show. You know, when he first came out, I wasn't sure about it, but yeah, I like the fact that he was right in the middle of that ocean of people. I thought that that was a great way of showing he's got a connection with the fans. He's still a top tier guy.
Very cool, bro. Moving fucking forward, the Usos and the Street Profits. So when I reviewed the last pay-per-view, I said, please, for the love of God, I don't want to see this match ever again. It was a great match at the last pay-per-view, but fuck, I've seen this fucking tag team match so many fucking times. This better be the last fucking one, dude. I have to fucking just drive it into the ground. It has to be the last time. You need to bring in some fucking new tag teams. I don't know why you didn't bring in Imperium as a tag team with Gunther, so you had another tag team in the division. You need some more teams. It can't be the same fucking ones. I don't want to see the New Day against the Usos again either. The New Day's done. Do something else with them. It's over. Anyway, back to this. I'm sensing a Montez Ford heel turn here. At some point, maybe not, didn't happen this match, but in future. And at least there's only one tag team champions now. I went on about it for months that I hated the fact that we had two tag divisions on Raw and SmackDown. It was too fucking much. Montez did great. I think he's going to be a star. I don't get the 1D. I don't know why it's called a 1D. But it was a good finish, and I thought Jeff Jarrett did a good job as well, getting himself over, but not to the point where it was about him. So, but again, yeah, I don't understand why it's called the 1D. So, bro, take it away.
It's called the 1D in reference to one day-ish, which is like one of their catchphrases, and also a little shade thrown at the Dudleys, who were rivals with the Usos last time the Dudleys were in the WWE.
That's shit.
Yeah, I know. To be honest with you, like, this was the match that I hated the most on this show. You could have literally put Jeff Jarrett into a referee shirt, cut off the sleeves, oiled up his arms, and stood him in the middle of a grass field, and it would have been equally as entertaining as what I felt watching this match. In fact, I just wish that it was Jeff Jarrett literally just vamping in the ring in front of the audience and nothing else, because he was the only thing that made me like the brown leather of Jeff Jarrett's boots were more interesting than what I saw on this match. It's been too many times. It's enough. I don't want to see it anymore. I can't. I just don't want to. I can't do it anymore. I think I'm going to go insane. I go to sleep at night. It's there. I wake up in the morning. It's there. Anything else I'm watching on TV, I just start seeing the Street Profits or the Usos. All I see in my mind.
You're a knob. You're a knobhead.
Fuck this match. Fuck that combination of wrestlers, and fuck you too, Carl.
Thanks, bro. On. Excellent. Riddle calls out Rollins. I guess Rollins suffered a stinger recently, so they couldn't have their match.
It was Riddle that suffered the stinger.
Oh, it was Riddle that suffered it. Okay, my bad. Okay, this is what I find comical when I take it too seriously. Riddle is in the ring. He calls him out. Seth's theme song plays.
Yeah.
He comes out and the officials come out to stop him, but they played his music for him. They played. Like, why is it okay? Like why do you have to play his music when he comes out? If he's not supposed to be out there and they don't want him to go out there, who's the guy being like, oh, okay,
like, let me go ahead and pose this question, right? To everyone. Is there a conspiracy? Like, are the production people in WWE like actively going out of their way to undermine the efforts of security and management in the company? Are they actively trying to incite danger at their event at the expense of other people, like for their own amusement? God, it'll make us look like the greatest production team in the world. Like,
like I wonder if they got reprimanded for playing his theme song. You know, like that's obviously they didn't, but
Jamie Noble kicks the door in and starts trying to choke some
God
kid.
damn, what the fuck were you thinking?
What the goddamn fuck is that shit?
Fucking hell. Anyway, I liked that Rollins laid him the fuck out. It was great. Heat.
What did you think about
bro.
Roland's outfit, bro?
Fucking horrible. But that's a part of what it is now for him, isn't it? Is he wears fucking horrible clothing.
But to me, it was almost like I couldn't, like, I'll just give my thoughts real quick. I liked the idea that we actually had, in absence of the match, they still did a little angle addressing the issue between these two. I liked that. I liked the fact that Rollins laid him out, because the injured party, even if he's the babyface, probably shouldn't get the advantage over a heel that's at 100%. And I also want to say that I've got to be honest, I don't really like Seth Rollins personally, especially in the past, but I've got to say these outfits and stuff are starting to win me over. Like, he comes out and he's acting irate, like he wants to murder Matt Riddle, but he's wearing he's like dressed like a mojito, you know, like he's dressed like a mojito, like he's, you know, wants to go and listen to Kokomo and take an edible or something like that. And yet he's in this heat. He's like, let me at him. Let me get this motherfucker. Like, so I popped for that as well. And again, I like the idea that this is something I didn't expect and that felt like something was happening. It wasn't just the same old. And I also liked that, boom, we've seen different angles be spun off of several different matches on this show. We're not just going to keep seeing rematch after rematch ad infinitum, unless they do another Usos versus Street Profits match, which they'd better not.
Ad infinitum. You're a fuckhead, bro. Infinitum.
I don't know. Is that
never heard that word before?
Is that even? I don't even know if it's a real word.
Infinitum. Fucking, I'm gonna.
People out there at home, let's. Oh, okay. You're gonna Google it. Okay, don't worry about it, everyone.
Ad infinitum. Infinitum, subject of known is a 2021 British science fiction film.
Yeah, so it's not a real word. It's a name to a movie that I just used.
You fucking asshole. Okay. Let's move forward, bro. SmackDown Women's fucking Championship. Liv Morgan, the champion, taking on the baddest fucking bitch on earth, Ronda Rousey. Fuck, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, take it away.
Yeah, I didn't really care for this. It's nothing against Liv Morgan or Ronda Rousey. I like the idea that Ronda Rousey's a heel now. I think that's the best thing out of this match. This didn't really do it for me. I think they would have been better off just having Lynch versus Belair on this card instead of having both of these matches, because I just think, once again, kind of like the Judgment Day match and you know, like the tag team title match, it just had kind of a flat feeling for me. I'd probably give it a D+. I felt like it just wasn't really all there, and again, nothing to do with either performer in it. I think it's a booking issue, not an effort issue.
Fair enough, bro. I just thought I can't see Liv beating Ronda here. But they did. I felt like they worked their asses off. And speaking of asses, man, Liv Morgan is so hot, dude.
All right, calm down.
Handle it, okay? I can't handle it.
Calm down. You want a picture of ice water?
Maybe Maximum Male Models can get me some water to cool myself down.
Shut up.
I thought Liv did a good job, to be honest, in this match. Great selling. I thought the finish was very interesting. I like the way that they went about it. I like the fact that they did instant replay number 1 and you couldn't see the tap out there. So let's go to another camera for instant replay number 2. Very fucking well done. It's not fucking hard to come up with interesting shit.
Look at that. WWE is actually now the most sport-based wrestling presentation out of the major promotions. What the fuck am I saying? Fuck AEW again.
This is still relentless on it.
No, I'm joking.
Ronda turning heel. This is what she needs now. It's been getting a little bit long in the fucking tooth, bro. Yeah. It's time to see her be a fucking asshole, and I bet she's going to do a great job at it. I can't wait to see what comes of this. Let's move forward, bro. Kane is here to announce the attendance for SummerSlam. And even at the end, when he announced it, he went, he knew, it was like, what am I doing out here? But, you know, I like Kane, even though he has stupid views on things, but, judging by your face there, maybe you're not too impressed, bro.
No.
Why not? Why not?
Let's keep going.
All right, bro. Main event time. Here we fucking go. Last man standing for the undisputed WWE Universal World Heavyweight fucking Championship. Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God, Paul.
Minnesota. Unlike the Profits versus the Usos, bro, I'm not sick of seeing these two wrestle. I'm serious. I know a lot of people keep complaining about it, but when the match is about to begin, I'm like, here we fucking go again. Let's see what fucking happens this time. Every single time, I feel like on the edge of my seat because I don't know what's going to happen, because when I see these two collide, it's like, fuck, who's going to win this time? Like, surely Lesnar can't lose again, but surely Reigns isn't going to lose to Lesnar now. Yeah. So that's what I think. This is still box office. I don't care. Even if they did another one, I wouldn't be offended. I'm sure a lot of people like fucking Sean Ross Sapp will get upset about it, but you know, fuck it. What a start to the match with the fucking tractor, bro.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Coming down with a tractor. That's great. I love when wrestlers drive automobiles toward the ring. The match beginning, the start was fantastic. The crowd are standing on their feet. They're fucking invested. I loved when Lesnar was just getting laid out through number one, table number 2. Great stuff. And it was just fucking crazy. The way that this thing just kept on building, Lesnar starting to fight back, Lesnar picking Reigns up with the fucking tractor and dropping him into the ring was hilarious. I thought referee Chad Patton did a good job as well. Great selling from his behalf from being the official in this match. I honestly, dude, like when Lesnar lifted the ring up with the tractor, that was like such an eye-opening fucking moment. It's like when the ring collapsed when they did the superplex spot with Lesnar and Show and Mark Henry. Yeah. It was like, holy fucking shit. Like, it's so amazing seeing something that you've never seen before. Like that's never happened before ever. So to see it was like really fucking cool. Like knowing that you're seeing something that's just happened for the first time. Despite all it is a tractor lifting up the corner of a wrestling ring, it still was such a great visual, and it fucking turned this thing upside fucking down, bro. I popped for the fact that even though that the ring was tipped on its side like that, the little cowboy hat was just still sitting in there, didn't fall out the ring. Heyman taking a fucking F5 for the announce table. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is a 5-star match, dude. This is a 5-star match.
Yeah.
I wrote this, I thought was quite poignant. This is beyond pro wrestling. This is in another sphere, I think. This is something that I'd never seen before. I fucking loved this match. Theory came out, and I'm like, what's gonna fucking happen here? He got fucking laid out. The suspense was just, it really got me. And Reigns goes and grabs the briefcase after Theory's been laid out.
Yeah, that was
Theory's laid out, and he gives him a quick whack on the back. Why? Why? The guy's already out, and he just fuck you, bro. I love that. Again, Michael Cole doing a great job when Lesnar just kept on getting up, and Michael Cole yelling, "For the love of God, count faster." Because of course you would feel like that if you're actually really worried about somebody's well-being. Even though he wouldn't, as the babyface commentator, he probably want Lesnar to win, but fuck man, he's worried about him. This great stuff. What a finish. That's a perfect way to finish it. Pile all the shit on top of him, stand on top of that shit that's on top of him. Finally, he's fucking down from the 10 count. 5-star match. And I hate the star system. I think it's stupid, but I bet you Meltzer won't give it 5 stars. I bet you anything he's gonna fucking shit on this. Fuck you, Meltzer, you little fuck. Okay, my turn's done. Now you go, bro. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, world title.
Well, like you, I'm also somebody that enjoys this feud. Frankly, I think that this is the professional wrestling rivalry of the 2020s so far. And indeed, probably even of the 2010s as well. They've now had several matches. I still feel like it's a main event. It's a big deal whenever these two wrestle. I wasn't that impressed with the match they had at Mania. I think that this match, though, was an A+ match. I am not going to bother going through all the different spots because my description can't do it justice, which means that it gets a Juicy Boy recommendation. Go out of your way to check this one out because I can't fucking do it justice. I think that, and you're probably going to laugh at what I'm about to say, but I'm being dead serious in this. I think that this match is an example of why I laugh and scoff when people talk about Kenny Omega versus CM Punk as being like one of the biggest possible matches that could be made in wrestling. I think that this was the biggest possible match that could currently be had in wrestling, but the show overall did a good job of positioning some people a little bit further along to where slowly I think we're going to start seeing some more people elevate in their status or return back to that upper echelon. But this match to me felt like a match that was being contested for the future of the WWE. Like, which guy out of these two that are so different from each other than the fact that they're two top guys? And they're from two different eras, and yet at the same time, they've all faced the greatest of their respective eras. And I felt like this match was who's going to be the next elder statesman, the next top guy to lead the next generation of the WWE into the future. That's how I felt watching this match. I was sucked into it. I like the fact that Brock lost, and yet he still didn't lose. Roman Reigns has still not really tapped him out or pinned him. Neither guy's finishing move was, devalued by the way that they did this. There were several times in this match where I was like, no, that's going to be the finish. Like, that's going to be the end of it. Like, to be honest with you, I already was feeling like you could have finished it like, a long time before that. Like, I remember thinking that there was a moment where even when the ring itself got picked up, I thought like, yeah, it didn't look like Reigns took that much of a bump, but if you take into account all the damage he's accumulated, maybe he can't get back up from that again, just being tossed around like that and having his brain smash around the inside of his skull as he flies around. But so this really got me in. It was physical. It felt like two titans fighting. This will be a match that Sports Illustrated or A&E or some other ESPN one day talks about. Kenny Omega versus fucking CM Punk is not a match that will one day be talked about in that breath. And the reason I say that, folks, is not because I like shitting on AEW. It's because AEW is the direct competition to WWE. I think this is another one of those examples like we sometimes talk about. This main event was an example of why there is a difference between the two and why it's not realistic to consider them equal to each other at this point. Excuse me, that's my damn tablet's alarm.
For the love of God, we're in the middle of recording and this is what fucking happens. Unbelievable. The unprofessional behavior here from one Juicy Boy is very disrespectful to this show.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. But anyway, yeah, I waffled on a bit there. But I thought this was a tremendous match, and kudos to both guys just for the bumps they took as well. This was a physical match. It looked like it hurt.
Yeah, and to everyone out there, whether you want to fucking admit it or not, okay, I'm going to list off some rivalries over the years. Hogan and Piper, Brett and Shawn, Kane and Undertaker, Rock and Austin, Cena and Edge, Reigns and Lesnar.
Mhm.
They're all the biggest rivalries of all time,
yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'd probably also throw CM Punk versus John Cena in there as well.
Well, I only wanted to give John one, so
Okay, that's fair enough. What about Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, bro?
no, because Sean's already got Brett. So
yeah, okay.
This is my thing that I came up with.
Oh, shut the fuck up! All right.
Okay, bro. Brings us to the end of our review here of SummerSlam 2022. We've had a bit of an up and down year with the WWE pay-per-views. Some we've liked, some we haven't liked, some you didn't even watch, bro, because you're so over it. And I understood. So I did those reviews by myself, but now you've sat down, you've watched SummerSlam 2002. What is your fucking final rating out of 10?
I am going to give this show an 8.5 out of 10 because I think that this felt like a big show. It felt distinct from other pay-per-views or premium live events that they've done. It felt like, boom, this is one of the big four. Big things are going to happen on this show. And then I really feel like this show delivered. The matches that I most wanted to see knocked it out of the park. I think that main event alone, much like a boxing pay-per-view, I think that main event alone would have been worth the price of admission. But I also think overall it was a very strong show. It was a strong show in spite of having some weak matches. I think that it could have been stronger purely from a booking standpoint, but from an effort standpoint, you don't get much better than this show as far as the caliber of work that the talent roster put in.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And my rating, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed the show. There was some, obviously, just as you said, like there were some parts where I wasn't so excited, but I didn't hate this. A few pay-per-views recently, I've been mad a lot of the time. So it's nice to walk out of this thinking, wow, like that main event really it really sold this show and made this show as great as it was. So, looking forward to seeing where things go now with WWE. Now that fucking Vince is hopefully actually fucking out of creative for good. We've been begging for it for years.
I think
I hope that this is going to be
I think you could. Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off there. I agree. I think you could feel a bit of a difference.
Yeah, I felt it.
And yet at the same time, it feels like it still feels like something Vince could have been involved in, but it feels like they've taken the best of what Vince knew how to do, and then they've just pulled back a bit on some of the sillier sides of Vince's philosophy. I think we've already started to see that on this show. But anyways, cunts, that's been our review of SummerSlam 2022. I've been Juicy Boy.
What do you mean you've been Juicy Boy? You are Juicy Boy.
Well, okay, I still am, but like this review, you've been listening to me, Juicy Boy.
Are you trying to sign off? Are you trying to say goodbye to everyone? You're not letting me do it? Are you doing it again?
That's Karlifornia. I'm Juicy Boy.
You little fuck.
Thank you for joining us. Let us know in the comments below what you fucking thought of SummerSlam 2022. What was your favorite match? Follow us on social media, and we will see you
down the road. Thank you, everyone.
Down the fucking road.
Network, that's the way we play. Good God Almighty. Network, that's the way we play. Get puppies. Network, WZWA Network. That's the way we like it.
The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.